Welcome to the Nightly Rant
with
your hosts, Mike
and Torya.
This is the show where we examine society from a sarcastic point of view.
If you like insane conversations, this is definitely the show for you.
Let's get into today's topic. Look out, world. Someone is feisty tonight.
I may be feisty, but you're being a pest.
Who said we were talking about you?
You're always talking about me.
That's what you think. You make it about
So who's
yourself.
feisty then?
Mr. Dunkin.
He's only 1% feisty.
He's walking around like a raging lunatic.
It's like trotting around.
He's like a meth addict, just running around in circles.
I played with him earlier because every time Yogi would run through the dining room, he would chase him. And then Yogi would jump over the fence and Dunkin would look all sad and defeated.
I laugh when they're coming down the hallway and Dunkin is just powering his way down, and then Yogi runs like right up to him and like turns around and goes the other way. Or a lot of times he'll go around him and then go up the way, and then Dunkin like trots after him.
Bounce, 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 bounce.
That's just hilarious.
As fast as the old man can trot.
He thinks he's going to catch up. He took the challenge, and that's what Yogi's doing, is challenging him.
No, Yogi's coming to rape my microphone cable
But
again.
Yogi's very respectful of his elder.
He is not. He knocks him over 80% of the time.
He's respectful. He could completely make him look like a fool, and he doesn't.
He jumps over the fences and lands right on top of Dunkin all the
Well,
time.
that's not his fault. We both know he's not very coordinated about jumping the fence.
He could wait till Dunkin moves.
How? He can't even see Dunkin half the time.
Yes, he can. Dunkin's standing right there on the other side of the
That skinny little
see-through
wiener.
fence.
That skinny little wiener is just like in the way. That's Yog Dog speaking, by the way, not me.
You're a skinny little wiener.
I like the skinny little wiener, but Yog Dog's like, hey, skinny little wiener's in the way once again.
You're a skinny little wiener in the way.
And it doesn't even
Sucker.
move. Like when Yogi tells it to move, it doesn't move.
That's because he doesn't speak Yogi. He's a wiener dog, not a Cairn Terrier. Duh.
They speak dog.
No.
Yes.
No. Now you're being racist against different breeds of dog.
No, I'm not. Actually, we're making the utopian society where everybody speaks the exact same language, so everybody's equal.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
That doesn't exist.
There is. Well, I just created that utopian society, and it's mine to create.
Yes,
that is
but
how I demand my group run.
Unfortunately, the dogs do not live in your utopian society that you've
They
created
do.
in your head.
They do.
Only you
I
live
put
in your
them
head.
there. I put them there, and you too.
Nope.
I did.
Nope.
You can't tell me what I did. You know, you remind me of these people online that they hear what you have to say, then they assign their own interpretation of it, and then they assign their interpretation as being what you meant to say.
All I'm saying is
They tell you what you were meaning to say, and that's what you're doing.
Uh-huh. Because I sure told you what you meant to say. More
You
like
did.
I told you you couldn't make a decision to put me in a different world for me, asshat.
Nope. I can build my world any way I want. You can build your world any way you want.
I don't have to be in your world, is what I'm telling you.
If on my way of doing it you're in there, then you're in there.
Okay, whatever you say.
You don't have to do anything extra.
Whatever you say,
Jeez.
lunatic.
I'm the lunatic.
You are.
don't get how society works, but I'm the lunatic. Huh.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm the one out of the two of us who doesn't get how society works right now. Okie dokie.
Okay. You want to go there, do you?
Actually, no, I don't really like how this is going at all.
You are bringing up the whole point that I've been trying to talk about with you for like a week. And you've not been in the mood to talk about it. And I respected that. Now I'm going to talk about it.
You do that. Go
And
for
we'll
it.
see what happens.
Let's do it.
So
Buttwad.
people go around and they make a big deal about racism. Now let me make something clear. Actual real racism, it's a big deal.
It's a thing.
Shouldn't happen.
It exists.
It's a bad thing.
We've
and
witnessed
it's a
it.
big bad thing.
In person.
It's ugly and disgusting and gross. So let's make that really clear right up front. So I don't want to hear later how after what I said that I'm some kind of racist.
You're the
because
racist.
I'm simply relaying to you what I've heard from other people.
Okay.
So
Relay it away. Let's hear it.
they happen to be of a certain race that's perhaps minority, perhaps not. Who knows? It all depends on where they're living, I suppose. Right?
Yeah.
But they get in trouble or something, anything happens, you disagree with them. It doesn't matter what it is. You're a racist. And I feel like that reaction is the racism. Not you being called a racist, because that doesn't make you a racist. Anyone can call you anything.
Hold on a second.
The actual racist action is labeling you a racist.
Hold on a second. So when I'm online and somebody has committed a crime on a video and I call them a sign thief and they call me a racist, they're really the racist?
That's how I see it.
Perfect.
Do you disagree with that?
Not even a little bit.
Because, see, to me, for the audience to understand, for me, the person, you have to let each person do the right thing and not judge them for that.
I'm not sure that's where you meant to go.
Where do you think I meant to go?
Well, I don't, let me take that back. I don't understand how you got to people doing the right thing from my comment about being called a racist because I accused somebody of committing a crime.
Well, yeah, because the right thing to do would be to understand and address the issue that the real issue is you're saying that person is a criminal.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, of some variety.
Follow now.
That would be the right thing to do. But the wrong thing to do is to start
Deflect.
crying racism and deflect. Because nothing about you're a thief, period, is racist. I didn't see, you're a thief, you crazy insert race here person. I didn't see any, all insert race here people are blank. I didn't see any of that.
I didn't say you're a thief because you're a
I saw
insert race,
exactly.
you're blank.
I saw you're a thief. So the actual issue is the person's calling you a thief. You want to oppose that? Go for it.
Exactly.
Go for it. Use whatever you need to use to get your name cleared. But
Precisely.
don't deflect to race, because that makes you a racist. And like I said, I started off saying racism is a big ass thing, and it's nasty and it's ugly. It does not need help by people making up fake racism.
Can I be slightly more specific about the situation I was talking about? Is that acceptable?
Sure.
I wonder if I was the same race as the person whom I called a thief, if I would have gotten a "you're a racist" back. No, I wouldn't have. Because how could I be a racist if I'm the same race as the person I'm being racist to? That seems way less likely.
Well, it seems less likely, but I could even argue that that's a false statement.
Yes, that's
White
why
people
I
are
changed it
racist against other white people all the time. How many people call people rednecks or white trash?
I'm pretty proud to be a redneck.
Okay, but that's my point. Like, people use the term in a derogatory way, and they call them white trash and all this stuff.
Oh, I know.
That's racist against white people.
Oh,
white
I
people
know.
being racist against other white people. So it happens. I don't agree with that statement.
Do you
that
remember?
It doesn't happen.
Do you remember when I said that I was going to have an absolute shit fit, just like some people do, next time somebody refers to somebody publicly as white trash?
Yeah.
But I can't remember what specific super loud comment I was annoyed by.
I don't remember either.
It wasn't the thief thing, it was something else.
Yeah, I don't remember. All I know is you were pretty upset.
But I haven't seen it since, so I haven't been able to have my ultimate cow. But it will come. Because I've been called white trash at least 5,000 times in my lifetime.
You know what, though? It is interesting how there really are so many varying degrees of people on social media and like especially Facebook. There are people who check their Facebook like once a week. There's people who check it once a day. There's people who check it once a month.
Yeah.
There's people who check it once a minute. They're all over the place. And what's weird is we're all kind of used to the moderation between checks it once a month and checks it once a minute. We're used to kind of that middle of the ground person. So when you encounter an extremist from either direction,
they're alarming.
You just kind of go, whoa.
Like there are the people who live on Facebook.
And then there's the people that have, they don't respond for 30 days. And you're like, you go, wait a second. Why is so-and-so mentioning me in a comment? I don't even know who the hell they are. And you click on it. And before you can even read their comment, you have to scroll back and go, what the hell was this about anyway? And you find out it was like something, it's January and it was something that happened in early December. And you're like,
hold up. You mean like...
Dude didn't check his Facebook for that long and suddenly he's making a comment?
You mean like the people still responding to the Yogi's Podcast Network Happy New Year comments?
Yeah, exactly. That's hilarious. Thank you, by the way, everybody.
All that effort of every single follower I saw in our feed, telling them a Happy New Year, sending them all the good wishes, and I decided that it was not okay to send Happy New Year after the 3rd of January. And yesterday, I got a Happy New Year reply.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It is, though. I still think it's nice because they're taking the time to respond.
I do, too.
And it's way more positive than this racism discussion that we're having because, don't get me wrong, people, racism exists. But where people of color kind of go wrong is when they wrongfully assign that term, racism, to every single incident.
I don't even think you can say people of color because I think all people.
Well, all people, you're right, because white people do it too.
Uh-huh.
You're right. So everyone.
Well, technically, white people are a color too. So
well, yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. That was actually what I was going to say next. White is a color.
Except albinos. You are not people of color.
Yeah, they're the only
albinos.
Ones. Albinos have no color.
You have no pigment. You are not a people of color.
And how was it that Odie's fur was white?
Because white is the absence of pigment.
Or was it not white?
It was white.
No, pink is the absence of pigment.
No. Pink is the absence of pigment in skin because you're seeing the blood through the skin.
Okay.
But fur,
interesting.
There's no blood in fur, so it's just white.
Ah, so you can't get anything. Well, then how do you account for those clear hairs that come out?
I don't know. I didn't know he had clear hairs.
Every animal creature has clear hairs come out once in a while.
Oh, his whiskers?
Yeah. That's a clear hair.
Clear is not a color, dingus.
So why isn't the rest of his clear? Exactly. Why isn't the rest of his fur clear? And all you see is his pink fur. Like this light fur, and then right through it, you see the pink skin underneath.
You know what? When I gave him a bath...
He'd have been freaky if I'd seen that.
When I gave him a bath,
that's what he looked like?
Pink. All pink. You got his thick white fur. Wet, and it turned clear. It's just a little pink rat.
He's just a cute little dude, though.
In case you have missed it, we miss Odie just a little.
Yes. He's so cute. Such an adorable little guy. And he still looks in great shape.
She's taking damn good care of him.
Yes.
He got a great home with her.
He sure did. I love it. And now the Dunk Man is next. It's so exciting for him to have some people who they want an older dude like this. And there he is. And you know what? As it goes to being a crotchety old man, he's a real sweet little guy when it comes down to it.
He's a sweet crotchety old man. Super set in his ways, kind of feisty, but really, really sweet.
Well, then, like, when you go to give him a kiss or whatever, and he'll go, and then all of a sudden he'll just accept it. Like, oh, all right, fine.
Pretty much.
Go ahead and kiss me. You know, like, that's what I mean by, like, he's sweet. He gives in. He's like, oh, I'm tough. I don't want any kisses. Go away. Oh, all right, fine. Whatever.
Sorry I derailed your racism discussion by calling albinos not people of color.
Well, it's okay, though, because, like I said, it's way more positive than talking about that discussion because...
Oh, I know.
People ruin it for themselves by not paying attention to the actual issue and paying too much attention to the fact that they're people of different races having the disagreement.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know. I feel like if you're in a discussion and you're all people of like, okay, that let me start again. I feel like if you're having a discussion and you are all living in the same geographic area and the discussion you're talking about, or the discussion topic is a thing about that geographic area, i.e. the homeless shelter down the street.
Sure.
That your race has literally nothing to do with that discussion. Nobody should care. You're all people who live in the geographic area.
I agree.
Shut the bleep up about the race.
I agree with you on that.
It's irrelevant.
I agree with you on that because it doesn't play a role. Like I said earlier, you can look at things like that and decide, is it logical? Well, all right. What was mentioned? Like I said, the person didn't say, you're a thief, you crazy insert race here, or all insert race here are thieves. Right. They said, you're a thief. So why did race get brought up when it wasn't brought up in the original question? To deflect. Because they don't want to respond to the I'm a thief part. That one they don't really have an answer to.
And like people to stay kind of on the topic of the homeless issue, when they were clearing up the riverbed, there was that discussion going on about how somebody said like, well, 90% of them are probably illegal people from Mexico anyway.
Yeah.
And something like 12% of the homeless people were Hispanic.
Yeah.
And 90% of them have lived here for 10 years or more.
Well, but okay, here's the thing that I want to make clear. We have a situation where, for the most part, this issue strikes a chord with people for different reasons. And I don't really know or understand their reasoning a lot of the time because I just don't relate to it because it's very like absolute black and white. And it's like we were talking with Jackson the other night about how people are into these absolutes. And, you know, it's either black or it's white. And we were saying, but there's really smart people understand that there's a gray area in the middle somewhere.
And multiple shades of gray.
Exactly. And
probably not 50 of them.
So, multiple. You know, that's why, like, the smarter people are going to say things like, oh, well, you're saying there's going to be more to fear if there's a shelter. Why? What makes a shelter increase fear in a neighborhood?
Right.
Because really, we know the answer. It's the bias against the homeless people.
Uh-huh.
That's what it really is. It's the bias against the homeless people.
What I don't understand...
They're better than those people.
What I don't understand is all the homeless people are already right there. Like, there are probably enough homeless people roaming around that area of the shelter to fill the shelter. Probably. If they made it the smaller of the range.
Probably.
So what's the problem?
I would think they would want it. But see, their thing is, oh, well, you know, a good percentage of them aren't going to want the help. All right, great. Then once they don't want the help and we fill it up with other people, now they got to move on. Well,
and people are all pissed off because one single homeless person from like Fullerton might end up in that shelter. Winter Park shouldn't be helping Fullerton. What? Shut up.
One person on Nextdoor suggested that there be a shelter in every single city.
Oh, God.
And I said, if you ask me, that's the same approach they tried to use to curb homelessness, and you see how well that worked.
It did.
They all tried to use their own methods, but unfortunately, some human beings inherently are cowards, and they'll just bury their head in the sand, and they won't look at the issue. And then that leaves that city, once that leadership is gone, and don't forget, if you're unlucky enough that 3 people just got elected and they all 3 have that like ruthless kind of, you know, mess up the city kind of attitude.
Yeah.
You could do some serious damage to a city over time. And it's going to be a good 8 to 12 years, depending on whether there's 2 or 3 terms, before you can really do anything about it.
Well, if they were really messing up the city, it'd be 4, but yeah.
But that's a long time. 4 years, a lot of damage can be done in 4 years. A lot of good can be done in 4 years.
Yeah.
But I think that educating people with facts and then letting them make up their own mind is the key to the whole situation. Because you're not telling them what to think or feel. You're just saying, look, instead of making comments like they need to deal with the homeless that are there first, maybe you should realize that by having the shelter, they can deal with the people that are over there.
Right.
Something they can't do right now.
Right.
Yogi. Noisemaker. Anyway, the homeless issue is very complicated and very emotional. And I've kind of evolved into this position where I'm surprising myself, but I'm more on the side of the law and order people than on the, give the homeless everything they want people.
Well, but to be on the
and
side...
I've evolved there too. You know that.
To be on the side of the law and order, the side of law and order. Don't say you're on the side of the law and order people, because they're a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
But to be on the side of law and order, you also have to be in support of doing some things for the homeless people.
Well, yeah, exactly.
And that's where the law and order people, and I'm putting that in finger quotes,
right?
For
Got it.
those of you who are listening, usually means arrest them all, block them in a shipping container, throw away the key, drown them in the ocean, whatever.
Yeah.
So
we've heard them all.
Give them all free drugs so that they just die. That was nice.
Yeah, we've heard them all. Okay, now that was pretty funny. So we were talking about the wiener and how slow and old he is. And we have the mama cat that we rescued. We call her Pretty Girl. And she's a little bit terrified of dogs. But she's learning that with this dog, she can trick him. So there's like a bag from the grocery store in the middle of our dining room floor. And Dunkin is on one side of the bag. She's on the other side. So she knows he's coming at her. So she just starts walking slowly in a circle. And he keeps following her. And then once he turns far enough away from the fence, she runs and jumps over the fence. So he can't catch her. And it's funny because she's not even the slightest bit panicked. It's in her mind. She knows exactly he's going to keep following me and I'm going to jump. And I keep saying to myself, he could foil her just by turning around and going back the other way and catching her as she comes.
Really could.
But he doesn't do it. It's just hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They're cute together. This dog is so annoying right now.
He's only annoying because you gave him a toy to play with
Well, it's what he was
in the
chewing on
midst
the
of
floor.
our show and decided to be...
Why did anybody pick that toy? It's so loud.
My gosh. Val got an email about Dunk's appointment.
So what? They text one rescue leader, email another one, and don't even bother to call the people they're supposed to?
After asking us what our phone number was. That's okay, though. I have to say, this rescue, once again, another top-notch thing about them. Good communication.
The rescue is awesome. The vet's communication, not so awesome.
I've dealt with a lot of people in rescues, though, who would have ignored that email. I don't know what this is about.
Right.
I'm ignoring this. They must have also gotten a copy. They never assume. That's why they don't get into trouble.
Right.
And quite frankly, I would rather have you, me, and her, and Cheryl get the same email than miss something.
Right.
In other words, wouldn't bother me if everybody came to me and said, here, I got an email that you probably want.
Well, exactly.
Oh, well. You know, that's the point. I probably do want it. I want to make sure he's healthy.
Exactly.
I really think he's going to be, though. You pointed out about like his eyes and how much more clear his eyes are. That's so true.
Well, and I was reading online how to get rid of his eye gunk. Because obviously if the drops he took didn't get rid of it, the antibiotics didn't get rid of it, it wasn't a health problem. It was just I have gooky eyes. And it said giving him exclusively filtered water, not tap water, would help.
And it has.
So I don't know if that's helped or if the antibiotics finally kicked the shit out of whatever was infecting his eyes.
I think it's a little bit of both.
But his eyes are all cleared up. His eyes are a lot brighter. His eyes are less cloudy. He's walking a little faster. I'm happy about him.
So before we get out of here, I just wanted to mention that, if you are trying or have thought about starting a podcast and you have no idea how to go about it, I am releasing a video course on how to podcast, how to get launched, how to monetize your podcast. I'm going to basically teach you how to create the show. Then I'm going to teach you how to grow the show. And then I'm going to teach you how to make money after you grow the show. And we're going to try different things together. And we're going to see what works. We're going to see what doesn't work. Yep, right through the course. We're going to see that. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun.
And extra informative.
And if you go and you sign up, if you go over to elitepodcastacademy.com and sign up for the early bird interest, you get 50% off the course membership.
That's pretty awesome.
And it's going to be nice. It's going to be like a learnable type class, that quality. So, yeah, show your interest. That's all I got to say about that. So what else you got to add here before we adios out of here?
I got nothing.
You got nothing? Nothing's happened?
No.
All right, good. Well,
good night, everyone.
Hasta la bye-bye. Thank you for listening to the Nightly Rant.
If you enjoyed the show, please give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Google Play.
If you didn't enjoy the show, please just ignore that previous request for a rating.
This has been a Yogi's Podcast Network production.